Away we go then. Everton gets us started here in the Barclays Women's Super League, their first game of the year. And after a really slow start, very slow indeed, no wins in their opening 7 games, they turned things around just before the Christmas break. The Merseyside derby win, then the win over Manchester City. And so they should be full of confidence, but Aston Villa will be as well. Responded really well to the arrival of Sean Gota. 3 wins under him so far. 2 very confident teams. Should make this a very intriguing, interesting matchup. And the incentive is there with both teams looking to go that bit further in the FA Cup. They'll be looking to find rhythm. And with both teams looking to make their mark on the top 6, that's the position to chase in the Barclays Women's Super League. And then after that, who knows? Really good atmosphere here for this one tonight. Packed in along the outside of the pitch here at Walton Hall Park. I always think a drum can add to proceedings. And they will bang that here over and over again. Love these pitches though, where you are tucked in close. Has that old school feel that the newer stadiums so often lack. Aston Villa free kick will be taken. Well, it looks as though it's about to be taken by Ebony Salmon. She'll leave it. And it will be the first spot of defending to do here for Everton. There it goes, up to the edge of the box. And it's comfortably dealt with by the Everton defence. Toni Payne was the target. She was racing away. Katia Snoiejs, who scored that all-important penalty in the Merseyside derby at Goodison, unable to free her. And it comes all the way through to Sabrina D'Angelo, who pings in the pass into the feet of Patton. Daly turning away from trouble out on that left-hand side, looking to get the momentum going for a first Aston Villa attack of note, but the clearance at the back brings the ball up towards Katia Snoiejs. And she again looks for the run of Payne. Unable to find Toni Payne. Wondered today whether or not Everton may have made some moves in attack with their new signings coming in, but they have decided not to do that. Lads is straight in, and Fernandez, and they have new recruits all of a sudden on the bench. Brian Sorensen made a really good point that all of the top teams now in the Barclays Women's Super League have international players as backup amongst their substitutes. Everton have never really had that. Had a torrid time, of course, with injuries in the first part of the season. But they now really do have a bit of strength in depth, and that does make the difference in modern football. So often you will hear coaches talk about impact players. Here is Noelle Moritz, former Arsenal fullback. Really patient start so far from Aston Villa. Hiyashi thought she had it, but she lost it pretty quickly. And Jordan Nobbs, looking to spray the pass, runs into the head of Megan Finnegan. Aston Villa again trying their luck, this time on the left-hand side. No room there for Ebony Salmon. An extended spell for her in this Everton team. Remember when she burst onto the scene with Aston Villa, and then she did ever so well when she made the move to Bristol City in the Barclays Women's Super League, but it's just never really launched her career, never gone to the levels that perhaps we thought it might. Maybe this is just the start of something for her. Villa on the attack, charging through. It looks very promising, but it's swept away by the Everton defence just in time. Well, perhaps no surprise that Aston Villa have settled the quicker of the two, given that they played in the FA Cup. Brian Sorensen did speak about this ahead of the game. Did wonder whether or not Everton might not have that match sharpness that comes with playing regularly. If anything, they would have been one of the teams, Everton, who perhaps would have preferred to play over the Christmas break. Have to be careful what you wish for, though. I'm sure there are plenty in the men's game who would have liked the Christmas holidays off. Room on the right again for Aston Villa. Adriana Leon drifting infield. Now Patson. All Aston Villa in the early stages here. I said at the start of the game that Everton wouldn't be able to play in the same way as they did against Manchester City. Maybe that won't be the case. Set some really lovely traps in midfield in that game against Manchester City. So far, the passing from Aston Villa has been pretty precise. Everton waiting for their moment to pounce and hit on the break. It could be a very tight, intriguing matchup, two conflicting styles here. Ebony Salmon stretching the pitch with that run, and now she's got possession. Didn't have it for long though. Heather Payne making the challenge. We'll have a new boss at international level for the Republic of Ireland. It will be the former Aston Villa boss, Carla Ward. Recently taken over the international reins there, with the Republic of Ireland missing out on their inclusion at the European Championships this summer.
Good. Well done. Thank you.
Well, they find the runner. Aston Villa into a promising position here, and Gabby Nunes is the target, but she won't get there. Well, the goals for her weren't exactly free-flowing before the Christmas break, but Aston Villa will be hoping that her hat-trick in the FA Cup is fresh beginnings, and the way that the second half will play out for Gabby Nunes. Adriana Leon again, preferred on this right-hand side to Robinson today. She delivers in, and it's across with a helping hand of a deflection, finds its way through to Courtney Brosnan. Really positive in the early stages. You would imagine that Aston Villa will continue to be very attacking under Sean Goldser. Was the assistant for a long time in Manchester City, and Gareth Taylor. As Everton get themselves into an attacking position for the first time in the game, sat up nicely as well for a chance to go for goal. But in the end, it's a relatively comfortable save for Sabrina D'Angelo. Going back to Sean Goldser, big player for Manchester City, and was a striker who really did know where the net was. 103 goals in 211 games for Manchester City for Sean Goldser, although perhaps surprisingly he was involved in a Manchester City relegation from the Premier League. Was there before the big millions arrived. Aston Villa chasing away again down the left-hand side, and again looking for Gabby Nunes with the cross, and again not succeeding in finding her, being well looked after in the early stages by the Everton defence. Well, Rachel Daly thought she'd managed to keep hold of that one, but she hadn't.
Hey, let's go, we do our job. Cross contact. Play.
And it's a free kick here for Everton.
Can't go by ourselves.
Well, neither goalkeeper has had too much in the way of trouble so far. Brosnan out of her goal, joining up and linking up as the extra defender. And it's interesting at the back because we saw Van Alvermaet in the first part of the season often playing centre-back. She gets the licence today to play that role where she is moving up into midfield more often. And Lucy Hope is a lot further forward than we have seen her as well over the course of the season, with Fernandez, the new signing from Barcelona, at the back. Nice delivery in for Everton, but the ball was cut back from an offside position. Free kick for Aston Villa.
What's your job? Ed, you need to jump as well, Ed.
Well, I'm sure Everton fans were really looking forward to seeing the new signings. Haven't seen too much from either lad or from Fernandez just yet. And whilst Aston Villa have had a lot more of the ball, haven't really troubled Courtney Brosnan.
Yes, that's it, yeah. There she jumps. Push the space.
Nicely worked up to Snoiejs. Don't think she knew how much time she had there. Had the opportunity to turn, decided to go back. Aston Villa have had 78% of the ball so far in the game. Lots of it, though, in these kind of areas. Can they transition into an attacking position? Leon creating the best chance of the game so far, again striding towards the box, and she's done well. Sabin, well, she goes for goal and draws the angle perfectly. And it was sailing towards that far corner until Brosnan made the save. Well, once she got into position, she unleashed that one. And the Republic of Ireland international Brosnan does well. Has pushed away for a corner. It's a corner that comes into the front post, and Aston Villa get the flick on it too. Danger not completely cleared away for Everton, and Brosnan again is caught into action. This time, a diving leap to push over the top of the bar. Impressive start to the game for Everton's number one. And a clever flick, well pushed away to deny Patton. Another corner from the same side. And again, it's in towards that front post, but this time Everton will get there. Nobbs. That delivery headed away. Moved quickly by Aston Villa. Takes a deflection off of an Everton head, and Brosnan here will look for some calm, I'm sure. Well, they are using the ball a bit more quickly, Aston Villa, and they are getting themselves into wide areas where Salmon and Leon wait. And when those two are in full flow, they really can cause you problems. And that is the task for Everton, to block off those avenues to wider areas. Easier said than done, perhaps. And of course, when Aston Villa had that flying season under Carla Ward, where they were mixing it with those at the top end of the table, played with two flying wingers then in Lehmann and also Hansen, who is on the bench today. And it looks as though that's the way that Gota likes to play, and that's perhaps no surprise given that he has been learning under Gareth Taylor, because they play that way too. It's Aston Villa again. Left-hand side of the field this time. Trying to work the angle into the box. They've done so. And again, it's Courtney Brosnan who has to make the save to deny Adriana Leon. Well, Leon switched across from the right to the left, and she very nearly does so with devastating effect. Here comes the Jordan Nobbs corner for Aston Villa. And here comes the header from Van Avermaet. And Everton have seen quite enough of that, and they get rid. And this is why Tony Payne is in the team. Has the pace to cause problems. Was trying to pull away there and wasn't given the chance to do so. I just want to throw in though, for a moment, just some respite for the Everton defenders, who have been under some pretty intense pressure, it has to be said, in the early stages. Well, Hayley Ladd is in there trying to apply some pressure. And Wheeler as well. Those two, in theory, should be a really, well, should be a really difficult pairing to get around in there for most teams. Wheeler, the Australian international, Hayley Ladd with bags of experience. Everton have got themselves a free kick on the right. Has been a rare occurrence so far in the game that Everton have been in a position like this. Hayley Ladd will take the responsibility of taking the free kick. Assistant referee might have to move out of the way. Well, here comes the delivery from Hayley Ladd, and that is the response that the Aston Villa defenders would have loved to have seen from their goalkeeper, Sabrina D'Angelo, diving on that. And away it goes. Well, Everton in those kind of positions need to probably make more of their chance. Delivery from Ladd straight into the gloves of D'Angelo. They haven't had many attacking opportunities so far in the game. Nobbs comes to collect the ball off of the goalkeeper here. And she in turn rolls it onto Patton, who is given licence to come forward by the Everton players, who are sat ever so deep. Well, a missed opportunity to come forward there for Aston Villa, because they were allowed the time to do so, and it was really only because of the poor nature of the pass that Moritz wasn't instantly into a crossing position. Well, Moritz has won it back though. And Nobbs instantly looks to bring the attack forward on the left. Salmon sends it wide, delivery in, palmed away by Brosnan. Now Katia Snoiejs is back there. to send the ball a bit further on its way. Well, Everton are living dangerously back there. Aston Villa putting together some really nice combinations. And they're trying to put together another test here. Salmon is away, and her cutback is cleared to safety. Well, momentary safety, it has to be said. Noah Moritz onto Nobbs, trying to find that room on the left-hand side. Snoiejs did well to cut off the angle to get the ball out there. And Jill Bynes hustling, gets hold of it, wins it back. Well, this is where Everton was so effective against Manchester City. And this is where they win the ball back again. Here is Lads. New addition to the Everton midfield, combative, a ball winner, and now a playmaker. And Everton are in on goal. And but for the quick thinking of Sabrina D'Angelo, it could so easily have been 1-0. Very quickly off of her goal line to get there. Fairly sure Aston Villa fans will be happy with the draw that came in the FA Cup. Everton fans perhaps less so. If Everton do manage to get beyond Tottenham Hotspur in the rearranged fixture, they will have to face Chelsea. I know all about facing Chelsea, of course, in the FA Cup. Aston Villa with a tie that looks rather mouth-watering. As though they're going to have a pretty good opportunity to head a bit further in the competition after doing so well against Bristol Rovers. Brighton or Durham next for Aston Villa, perhaps. Well, Snoiejs has gone down here, we'll need some treatments. Aston Villa have been the dominant force so far in this game, although the scoreline, of course, is still at 0-0. Villa have had more of the ball. They've spent more time in Everton's penalty area. 6 shots on target to... Sorry, 6 shots on goal to Everton's 1. But numbers and stats don't really mean anything. It's goals that count, and neither team have one so far. Well, Everton may be busy in the transfer market, but they will want to keep Snoiejs on the field. Without question, one of their top performers. Deep in conversation with the physio, but does look as though Katia Snoiejs will be continuing. Back underway, Aston Villa with the ball, a familiar pattern, a familiar scene in the first half.
Well done, good decision. Good decision. Don't risk it in there.
And Turner looks wide. And then looks to play a diagonal pass into the feet of Gabby Nunez, one that didn't quite work out. Salmon unable to make the burst around the outside, was trying to. Everton with it back, here is Wheeler. A risky pass. And a wild effort on goal in the end, no trouble this time for Courtney Brosnan. Well, there was a deflection on it, was that? Will be an Aston Villa corner. Everton players certainly weren't so happy with it, but the referee said deflection. I think the deflection was off of an Aston Villa player. It looked as though it came off of Gabby Nunez. Everton players probably had a point. So this would be controversial if this went in. Nobbs with the delivery, looking for the flick. Everton scramble away. They certainly didn't make it look easy back there. Did get the ball clear though. Well, Everton are allowing Jordan Nobbs to have a lot of the ball. She's really dictating things in that midfield area. And she's got this wonderful range of passing, and that means she can almost play the ball without any pressure wherever she wants to. But a lot of the patterns of play starting at the back. This time though, Villa have given the ball away. Snoiejs the target with the pass, won't get to the first one, gets there this time. Nice ball in, and Payne with a chance. And she does send the header goalwards, but it's well gathered by D'Angelo. Well, this is what Everton are looking to do, hit on the break. They find Payne, and she in turn sends it goalwards, and it is an effort on target. I think that's the first one we've seen so far from Everton.
Don't risk it, don't risk it.
Not too much in the way of trouble though for D'Angelo. Wasn't the power to cause her any kind of bother.
Walk with it, walk with it, walk with it.
Yeah, step off, inside pass, good.
Hayashi moves on. Van Avermaet unable to find a teammate, but she's got it now. Scrapping back, Everton punching to try to stop these free-moving Aston Villa attacks.
Well done, good decision.
It must be frustrating to go for such long periods without the ball, and that is what Everton have been doing. Aston Villa have clearly been working on some nice combinations. Don't know if they would have expected Everton to be sitting quite so deep though. Really difficult when teams are very deep. When you are trying to play with wider players, to get in behind defences like that, and that maybe has been the problem. Seen it on a couple of occasions. Feels like Everton are starting to come into the game a bit more. Here is Tony Payne, waiting for support to arrive. The lone striker when she got into position. And she does well to keep hold of it. Everton have the chance to send a cross in. Hayley Ladd unable to find a teammate. Van Avermaet up for it. She's lost out in the air. And now Aston Villa have a chance to break. Adriana Leon, the Canadian international, on the run. searching for a teammate. Space opens up for Moritz, into crossing position, hanging delivery from her, and the header that creeps into the corner for Aston Villa. It's Rachel Daly who is there, and as is so often the way, she gives Aston Villa the lead. Well, it's so dangerous having her in any position, but in this midfield position, she is able to make these deeper runs. And she guides the header into the corner. The bounce made things awkward, even so, Brosnan will be disappointed she didn't get there. Villa lead by a goal to nil.
We need first contact in there.
Well, it was the first chance in the game that Aston Villa have been able to take where they could hit on the break. They have come up against Everton, sat deep, back in position, but with Everton attacking at the other end, they were exposed at the back, and Aston Villa got the ball, crucially, forward really quickly. And when you have a player like Rachel Daly in the penalty area, well, it's always trouble for the opposition, and she makes her mark, and Aston Villa lead. 5th goal in the season, in the Barclays Women's Super League season for Rachel Daly. We saw how effective in those kind of positions she can be when the FA Cup rolled around the other week. Scored 2 in the game against Bristol Rovers, could easily have been a hat-trick, but had one disallowed. And Rachel Daly makes her mark here. Aston Villa look as though under Sean Gota they are continuing their good form. 3 wins from 3 since his arrival, looking to make it a 4th here. Rather scrappy in midfield, needed somebody to get their foot on it. They've got such confidence, Aston Villa, in the way they can pass the ball around at the back. They're happy to go back towards their defenders. And Patton and Turner have got so much time back there. Nice burst to get onto the ball by Hope. Driving through the Aston Villa midfield and losing it too. Jill Bying sliding to get there, did well, just enough on it. Payne with an interception. And Nobbs gets her foot on it and does what she does ever so well. We've seen it time and time again down the years. Finds the space, that moment of calm in the middle when it's needed. And right on cue there to make the challenge and win it back, as Everton were looking to cause problems at the other ends.
Transition.
Good. Tight. You win this, Lucy.
Adriana Leon was the target. And she was unable to bring that one under control. Well, the problem here for Everton now is that the one moment where they really decided to go and have a good attack at the Aston Villa defence led to Aston Villa scoring. Surely that creates some indecision because they don't know whether to go and attack or to continue to sit back. Adriana Leon on the ball, combining with Noelle Moritz, whose ball in for the goal, we should mention, was superb. And that is the goal from Rachel Daly that separates the two teams with 10 minutes to go until the half-time whistle. And Moritz wants to give and go. Bying turns in the opposite direction. Here is Adriana Leon, outside of the boot, not too dissimilar from the move that she made against her former team, West Ham, in the victory against them that came before Christmas. This time, though, unable to find the corner.
Well done.
Here, Martina, here. 2 as 1 here. 2 as 1. Okay, okay.
Cross.
Well, they haven't had much of the ball in these kind of areas, Everton. Doesn't really look as though they know what they want to do with it when they get there. Also slow back there and ponderous, whereas Aston Villa have moved a bit quicker with the ball.
Cross a little bit.
Everton lifting one, trying to get in behind Aston Villa. And the flag was raised, and that is an offside.
She's got an arm every time. Sit up, sit up, sit up, sit up.
Remember the defensive responsibility, Drew. Yeah, tuck it in as well, yeah? Keep walking. What's behind you, Jordan?
Well, the atmosphere, that hasn't dissipated.
That's it. Go higher, go higher.
Everton fans here doing their best to get behind their team, trying to push them on.
You're behind.
Second best so far. Aston Villa continue to push, continue to probe.
Hey,
And Rachel Daly making that late run again, but this time in an offside position. And Alvermark dropping into the Everton defence here to try and get something going.
Well done.
I don't understand why Fernandes was brought in from Barcelona. Their style is to have the ball at their feet. And Everton like to build from the back, but they haven't been given much of a chance to do that here.
Second.
Hayashi, wide she goes to Hope. Long throw in, easily intercepted by Moritz, who is back there. Not seen too much in this first half from Tony Payne. Has cut a pretty isolated figure in attack, it has to be said. Hayashi again. Now Van Alvermaerts. Plenty of time to decide what to do, but there's nobody there demanding the ball.
Take shape. What's behind?
Fernandes flashing one across field. And Martina Fernandes puts it straight out to play. Not what you would expect from a Barcelona recruit. A loose pass. And the physio team are needed this time for Aston Villa. Well, not what Aston Villa fans will want to see. Their goal scorer and their game changer so often, Rachel Daly.
Tony, when we are building, like this way to find the run, like you run a bit too early now. You know, like when we're building here, when we start to jump, we're getting our station, that's the one.
That has been a difference though for Aston Villa. They've got these playmakers in the middle, moving the passes around, getting the ball into wider areas for them. Nobbs and Daly making a real impact. Everton don't look as though they have that player in the middle, that playmaker to knit everything together for them. Well, I think we're going to get a chunk of additional time added to the end of this first half. We've had a few breaks in play. 5 minutes to go until we hit the 45. Back underway with the impressive Maritz on the right-hand side. Byings was under pressure, but was so calm with it. Van Avermaet gets it back, and there's space on the left here for Hope. Waits for the run, and the run arrives. Payne wriggles her way around the corner, does well. Everton into position, looking for an equalising goal. The pass, though, from Payne doesn't make it through. And they will have to start their move again, but they win it back high up the pitch. Payne twists. I was hoping, I think, that Van Avermaet would continue her run, but she didn't have the pace. Martina Fernandez up into a more attacking position. Payne's lost it. Everton have to be careful here, because when Aston Villa have the chance to break, we have already seen in this game that they'll use that move quite wisely. This time, though, slower with the ball. And you get the sense that they'll be pretty happy just to take themselves through until half-time. Sean Gota, who's with Aston Villa on a temporary charge, made it pretty clear ahead of the game that he wants the job on a more permanent basis. If it stays like this, it might not be too long before we see that. Van Avermaet couldn't cut it back to a teammate. Look at that from Aston Villa. All of a sudden on the attack and sprinting clear is Leon, who is into the area, looking to make it two. Good save, Brosnan. And poked away by Martina Fernandez. Wonderful pass to find Leon by Ebony Salmon in the build-up. And Aston Villa aren't done yet. Rachel Daly lays one in, and this could be a chance. Gabby Nunez this time. Well, it just fell to her, but again, it's Courtney Brosnan who is really keeping the scoreline down here for Everton. Other end of the field, Everton into position to break away. Payne has to pull back though. Finds Ladd in midfield. Hayashi. Something that just doesn't feel right with the way that Everton are set up here. Got themselves into a really good position a moment ago. Tony Payne had the ball, and they couldn't engineer an attacking move. It does feel as though Brian Sorensen will need to make some moves to the formation more than anything in the second half. Snoiejs turning. There was a pass on in behind, but she decided to delay that pass. Sent on by Ladd towards Tony Payne. She evades the challenge and manages to get beyond Turner. Has to cut back though in looking for support. Everton cross one in, fighting for it is Wheeler. She can't get there. And then Payne's opportunity to go for goal is one that, well, she took, but she's pretty far off target in the end. Hope gives it to Wheeler, and Wheeler touches it straight out to play. Did expect a bit of rustiness from Everton, having not played so far this year. How long does it take, though, to get that match sharpness back? Fernandez trying to lift one through. Snoiejs was making a late run. And Payne's challenge was pretty aggressive to win it back there. No whistle though from the referee. Aston Villa, Gabby Nunes skillfully working her way along the touchline. Ran out of the pitch though.
Just 5 yards, yeah, right there. That's it. Go, go, go.
Well, not necessarily the pass that Brosnan wanted, but she controls it well. Nunes was arriving to put the pressure on. She's been good so far in this first half. The Republic of Ireland international would have been a fair few more had she not been in goal, you feel. She made some good saves so far in the game. Well, Byings was taking the ball away. And it's a surprise there not to see her booked. Maybe she will be, she will. Minimum of 4 minutes to be added to the end of the first half. We are 1 minute and 15 seconds into that, so there is time for Everton to change the outlook of this game before the half-time whistle. Although nothing they've done so far in the game would suggest that that is likely. Martina Fernandez has to go back. There was a quick arrival of Jill Byings, who was close by. And Alvermark clips one, hopefully through the middle. There was nobody there waiting, making the run in an Everton shirt. Well, this is a good chance for Everton because Aston Villa are backing off before we get to the half-time whistle. They are doing their best to manage the game, packing out that midfield area. And credit to them, they're in shape, and Everton don't have the answers. But it isn't the way that they played all the way through the game. They have been much more forward-thinking. Wide it goes from Lads. Blue shirts waiting for the cross to arrive, and the effort on goal is off target in the end from Claire Wheeler. Well, it sat up for her chance to go for glory. Never really looked as though she was about to trouble D'Angelo. Aston Villa free kick. And given the way that they have been performing over the last few minutes, I would think they'll be quite happy to pass this ball around at the back and get themselves through to half-time, and they've done very well. They deserve leaders. One to chase. Courtney Brosnan gets there first, and there goes the whistle for half-time. Well, Aston Villa have been the most impressive of the two teams, and they got their reward for all of their hard work when Rachel Daly arrived into the penalty area to head them into the lead, and that is the goal that separates the two teams at half-time. Could easily have been more, but for Courtney Brosnan it would have been. At the break, Everton 0, Aston Villa 1. And so you would feel that Brian Sorensen's side will have to make a few tweaks and a few changes in this second half if they want to compete. So lots of the ball in the first half here, Aston Villa. And they put together some really nice combinations. They might have got themselves in trouble though in the early stages. Tony Payne won't get there. Not the first time. And Hayashi won't get there the second. Aston Villa do manage to get the ball away Cleared away to safety. Well, with the 2 wins for both teams that came just before the Christmas break, means that neither really are going to be thinking too much about relegation. The points tallies that they have would have been enough to secure their status as Barclays Women's Super League teams last season, with Bristol City only getting 6 points. Might take a bit more this season, you feel? In previous seasons, well, the tally was around 11-12 points. Everton and Aston Villa only 2 points away from that tally. And a win here, well, that would see you pretty secure, and actually might just be the springboard towards more positive things at the other end of the table. Aston Villa have a free kick here in a very good area indeed. And Gabby Nunez seems pretty intent on taking it. And it has to be said that that space across towards the left-hand side of Courtney Brosnan, in that far corner just beyond the wall, looks pretty inviting. Brosnan making sure that she has her right-hand post covered, and the wall is there. And it will be Gabby Nunez who will go for the corner, and Brosnan is there to palm away. Well, every part of me thought Nunez would go the other side. Good adjustment of her feet though by Brosnan, and she sends over the top for the corner. Aston Villa looking to quickly add a second in this second half. Plenty forward waiting for the corner. Again, it's Brosnan who is there. Commanding punch away by the goalkeeper. And a big shout for a handball by the Aston Villa players. The referee not interested. Well, that would have been a disaster for Everton had that been a penalty. So early on too in this second half of the game. Payne is the target. The pass slowly rolled in her direction. And Wheeler back to Van Avermaet.
Got it.
Here is Hayashi. She sends it through. Payne with a chance to deliver. What a ball it was. Well, it was so inviting, crying out for a touch in the middle. And that touch, well, it never came. Van Avermaet, the latest to send one towards Aston Villa's penalty area. But it doesn't make it through on account of the deflection up into the air. Well, flashpoints in the game at either end of the field. Good start to the second half, good energy about proceedings. And of course, there is a massive incentive for so many of these players on the field here, not only in terms of making your club better, but with the European Championships just around the corner, happening in the summer. Off goes Salmon, heavy touch from her though. And that just allowed Everton the chance to get the ball away. And Paula Thomas down towards the corner of the field to gather up, looking to throw it in here. Quick touch from Turner. Really impressed with the use of the ball from the two Aston Villa centre-backs in the first half. Big part of the slick passing operation. Rachel Daly, the goal scorer, quickly into the feet of Nunez. And Salmon can't find a way. beyond Heather Payne, who makes the block. Byings loses Van Alvermaet, but can't lose Hayashi. That support quickly arriving on her left. Tony Payne the target with the pass. Maybe picked the wrong pass. Quickly surrounded, Aston Villa onto it. Again, it's that quick ball out to the right. Proved to be pretty useful for them in the first half. Adriana Leon with a chance to run at the Everton defence. Looking for Gabby Nunes with a cross into the middle. Unable to find her. Aston Villa, though, still piling on the pressure here. Not only dominating the ball, but using it really well, and right on cue they lose it. Win it back, though, pretty swiftly. Van Alvermaet was looking for the free kick, so too Ebony Salmon, and the referee had a long, hard think about that before blowing the whistle and giving Aston Villa the free kick. Nobbs arrows one edge of the box. Headed away. Not too long though before they're on the attack again. We saw Aston Villa back off at the end of the first half, and I wonder whether that might be the way in the second, but that hasn't been the case. There is an eagerness to add more and to make sure that this one is put to bed. The second goal would make things a lot more comfortable for them, that is for sure. And given the way that Aston Villa have scored over recent weeks, not only in the FA Cup game, but also the recent matches against Crystal Palace and West Ham, lots of goals for Aston Villa there. They have more than enough finishing capability. And the bench is looking strong too. Hansen and Robinson can be real troublemakers, both on the bench today. Well, there was a risk there for Heather Payne if she had come to collect the ball, that all of a sudden Hannah Thomas might be on the attack. And she put defence first in the end. Everton to make a change. And Katia Snoiejs will be the one to go. And it's one of the new recruits, Emma Watson, who will get her first minutes here for Everton. Manchester United loanee is on. I think Melissa Lawley would have been pretty surprised not to have been starting here. She's on. It's a triple change, in fact. And Kelly Gargo is also about to come on, another of the new faces. Tony Payne making way. Hasn't really been able to get into the game as she would have liked. Justine Van Alvermaet also off. Big roll of the dice here by Brian Sorensen. And you would imagine that these were changes that were spoken about at half-time, because we are only 9 minutes into this second period.
Stay on it. Keep walking. Yeah, that's it.
Nicely taken down here by Payne on the right. And Watson does well. And off all of a sudden go Everton. Gargo with the first chance of the game. Well, what an introduction that would have been. In the end, she sends flying over the top of the bar. Angle always looked pretty tight. Made the promise when she came in that she is powerful and she is strong. Lacking that finishing touch when it mattered for Everton there. And in any case, the flag was raised and it wouldn't have mattered. but a positive introduction for the Everton players who've come on here. Gago will play through the middle. Lawley wider on the right. And Watson just in behind in midfield. The new striker, Gago. Wheeler, the Australian international, went backwards. Ball quickly cleared away by the Everton defence. Well, we are at that moment where the next goal could easily be a game changer. Everton could end up back in it if they can score a goal, and Aston Villa will go 2 goals clear, and that would surely be enough to get them all 3 points if they were to score next. Rachel Daly turning into Emma Watson gets the free kick. Rachel Daly spraying passes onto the chest of Paula Tomas. And Everton claiming that that should be their throw-in. Brian Sorensen is on the side of the field, and that's probably about as animated as you'll hear him. It was funny, in November, just about everybody seemed to be concerned, seemed to be flapping, except for Brian Sorensen, just calm, unconcerned, and maybe that had an effect on the players. It's a lovely move. Hayley Ladd away from trouble, navigating to more positive positions here for Everton. And now they are on the attack, and it slipped through by Watson. And this could be the chance for Everton here as they were looking for the equalising goal. The mood breaking down with a loose pass in the end from Gago. Nicely laid through by Emma Watson. I think just about every Everton fan will be hoping that she is to Everton what Grace Clinton was last season when she was on loan from Manchester United to Tottenham Hotspur. And you only have to look at the impact that Grace Clinton is making now she's back with Manchester United to see what an important player she was last season at Spurs. Well, you heard Brian Sorensen there, wanted the press never really arrived, Lawley backed off. But the 3 new players who have come on here have changed the shape and have injected some energy into this performance as well. It's Aston Villa navigating their way through midfield. Rachel Daly, the goal scorer, who wants it back here from Ebony Salmon. Twisting into trouble though, Everton have just managed to stop the momentum of the Aston Villa attack just as it was getting going.
Go higher, go higher.
Finnegan makes the clearance away. Made some really interesting comments at the start of the season, Megan Finnegan. Said she was concerned that Everton might get left behind. And if you are not making progress and finding new recruits in the Barclays Women's Super League, you are very much getting left behind these days. Won't be the case with the Free King group taking over at Everton. Has some defending to do now though. Ebony Salmon sprinting clear, goes for goal, back heels as she tries to keep the move alive. This looks promising here for Aston Villa. Nobbs, the latest Aston Villa player to see her shot blocked. And you just wonder if Ebony Salmon could have laid the pass. Had she done so, Aston Villa might be 2 ahead. Adriana Leon driving forward on the right. Full of purposeful running so far in the game, but this time Everton do get the ball away. Wheeler tried to flick it cleverly around the corner to Gago. Every single new player that comes in from a different league to the Barclays Women's Super League talks about the intensity and needing to get used to it. Baptism of fire here for the new Everton recruits, because Aston Villa have some rhythm that's carried over from the end of last year, and they've also already had their FA Cup game. And they are making changes, and they have strength from the bench as well. Kirsty Hansen comes on to replace Ebony Salmon.
And
here comes Miri Taylor too.
Also playing for Aston Villa, number 22, Jill Bynes, and their replacement, number 25, Miri Taylor.
Gabby Nunez with a challenge that the referee felt was a fair one. And Wheeler is in there trying to steal it back. Her challenge, though, not to the referee's liking. And that decision not to the liking of the Everton fans here. Heather Payne throws the ball away and could have been in trouble there. Could have been a yellow card. Leniency shown from the referee. Aston Villa free kick, and it's Nobbs who's over it. Jordan Nobbs can deliver. This time, though, delivers a bit too close to Brosnan. She saw that one coming a mile off, came racing out to claim it. Has been good again, Courtney Brosnan here. Had a bit less to do in the second half, it has to be said. That's a careless pass by Nobbs. Has given the ball away. Lawley on the charge. And Hayashi trying to deliver in. Daly is back there to tidy things up. All rather casual from Aston Villa as they do get the ball into their possession. Well, that was a challenge that always looked as though it was about to lead to a free kick. And Aston Villa have a moment of calm. Well, she has crossed the divide, Melissa Lawley. Once of Liverpool, now Everton, but she has captured the hearts of the Everton support here. They really get behind their players. What a let-off that was for D'Angelo. What was she doing? Almost panicked and very nearly gave away an equalising goal. Lucky that the ball came straight off of Wheeler and back into her gloves. Lawley making a nuisance of herself, tries to get there. Wins a throw in here for Everton. Gago the target. Still the big question for Everton, where are the goals coming from? I think Everton fans will be hoping that Gago is the player to make a big difference for them in the final thirds. Had Piemonte that came in last season, never really got up and running as Everton would have liked. Had a really good goal scoring record in Italy. Well, one thing that Gago does provide is that height advantage inside the penalty area, making a nuisance of herself in the 6-yard box currently, waiting for this delivery from the corner. And it's delivered into the 6-yard box, but it was way beyond Gago in the end, and Aston Villa can clear away. Good header on that by Payne. Brings it back into Everton possession. They've had more of it in the second half. Aston Villa had close to 72% of the ball in the first half. Still only one shot on target for Everton in the match, and that has been a problem. 8 for Aston Villa. And that demonstrates the difference between the two when it has come to business inside and in and around the penalty area. Here is Hayashi, delivery and looking for Gaga, but beyond her, and Daly lashing away.
Play a bit more. Don't let it cross, it's too early. Come on, not too high. Kelly, time your runs. Good.
Watson showing that she isn't scared to get onto the ball. And Gargo not scared to put herself about, but having won it back, couldn't find Watson with the pass. That's a pretty clever chant from the Everton fans. All we need is Kelly Gago. Well done. Finnegan at the back for Everton. The only player being left back. I think Fernandez just noticed that and started to drift back towards the halfway line. Wheeler to Martina Fernandez. And Wheeler cuts the pass through. It's a good one as well. Promising signs for Everton. And a good header at the back by Patton for Aston Villa. Moritz with the clearance. Well held up in attack for Aston Villa. And Hansen hasn't had much of a chance to have a run at Everton so far. But these are the kind of positions she loves to be in. Hansen still going here for Aston Villa. And the momentum broke down because Leon was in her way. Some confusion as they were both looking to make the same run. Ball over the top towards Wheeler, who is there to give chase. But between Turner and D'Angelo, the ball is dealt with. Well, there are 20 minutes to go. And whilst the changes for Everton have certainly made an impact, they're making much more of a game of it since they came on. Are they doing enough to challenge Sabrina D'Angelo in the Aston Villa goal? And will the Everton players feel happy when they get to the final whistle if it stays like this? And this has been their contribution in the final third. Aston Villa into the box, looking for a second. Flashed across the face of goal by Miri Taylor. Did well to get into position, and there was a touch from Courtney Brosnan. A nervous silence here at Walton Hall Park as Aston Villa go hunting for another. Their corner in, deflected away, referee in the way. Well, for a moment there, I thought she was about to let play go, and Hayashi would have been clear and on the break. Everton try the direct route, and it has worked out. Lawley is away, and Lawley is unable to find Gargo in the middle. Has won a corner though. Everton just starting to create moments of indecision at the back. And they have nice variation in their attacking play. And Lawley switching from left to right means that she is difficult to pick up. Hayley Ladd raising the ball above her head. A move clearly that they have worked on in training in the few days since she has been around. Fizzed in and turned away. And Ladd should get another go here. Different angle for the delivery. Well, for a moment looked as though it could easily go above the head of D'Angelo. Made a late run towards it, and she was clattered into, and she gets the free kick. Change for Everton. Viatriki Sari is on. Sabrina D'Angelo will need some treatment here. And both managers will probably be pretty happy for the break. Sean Goats's side have found themselves ever so slightly losing their grip on this game over recent minutes, and Brian Sorensen has made plenty of changes, and I'm sure will want to communicate the shape and the expectations that he has over the final few minutes. D'Angelo will be okay. D'Angelo's clearance away. Didn't really have this kind of urgency from Everton in the first half. They were chasing after the ball there.
Just ready in that line there, double movement, Mill. Yes, good. Here. Break. Good. Come, Mill.
Brian Sorensen is happy with the play, you can hear it. Heather Payne running into traffic, Hayley Ladd managing to keep hold of the ball. And The young Emma Watson doing ever so well. Now Everton trying their luck on the opposite side of the field. Sarri. Gargo has 2 for company, comes to collect the ball. Never really looked likely to get there. Well, I'm sure you heard that instruction from Brian Sorensen. Tell Kelly to stay in the box, and she just keeps drifting into these wider areas. That's not why Everton want her in this system. As every good striker should be, between the posts is where you want them. Well, I don't know if she didn't hear the instruction. Aston Villa eventually get themselves away from their own penalty area, although, has to be said, only momentarily. Gargo penalised by the referee. It will be a foul and a free kick to Aston Villa. And she'll get a yellow card as well. I don't think Emma Watson can hear you.
Emma! I need Emma! Over here. Emma! Yeah, come. Come here.
Oh, she's got you now.
Emma! Emma!
Substitution for Aston Villa coming off number 19, Adriana Leon. Replacement number 23, Chastity Grant.
Chastity Grant is coming on here for Adriana Leon. They really do have nice depth, Aston Villa. And it looks as though there will be a debut too for Ribadera, the Chelsea loanee. And Hayley Ladd will be the one to go.
Haley, come.
Substitution for Everton coming off number 16, Hayley Ladd. The replacement number 15, Luna Ribadera.
Well, we have 10 minutes of this game to go. There'll be some extra time, I'm sure of it. We've had a couple of stoppages. And by some extra time, I mean a fair few minutes.
Go. Send ball. Yes. Come on, Jeff. Yes. Next one.
Down into the corner it goes for Gargo. Well, she's going to have to be careful here, already on a yellow. That wouldn't be the start to life at Everton that she would be hoping for. Well, Kirsty Hansen is the latest Aston Villa player to go down after the collision with her ankle. That's lovely control. Turned around the corner to Hansen. Snoiejs finds her. Hansen waiting for someone to arrive, and it's turned away from the edge of the 6-yard box. Daly picks it up. Now Hansen. Watson. Ribadera with a square pass. Plenty of space on that left-hand side of the pitch, and that is where Everton are heading here. But the ball was just overcooked. Away it rolls. Well, Brian Sorensen quite literally barking the orders.
Go! We're waiting here. Flick, flick. Down and play. Good. Back in, Darren. Face forward. Good.
Here's Iyashi.
Move it, good. Emma, can you get on the ball? Get. Cup. Yeah, tight. Next one. Continue.
Wheeler around the corner. Well, they had numbers, Everton, in the penalty area. But neither Ribadera or Lawley are picked out with the cross. And they were waiting for the whistle. Everton, they have got the free kick. I think they could have had an advantage. There was not an advantage that materialised. They have the chance to send one in here. And they decide to take it short instead. And Finnegan with a nice pass. Wide it goes. Trying to make progress, Everton, at every opportunity. Really is all hands on deck for Aston Villa at the back. Here's Wheeler. Navigates away from one challenge, plays the pass, and it's delivered in by Watson. Watson's ball is too long. Aston Villa were looking for the offside. That never materialised, but the cross towards an Everton player in the penalty area didn't turn up either. And now the chance to break clear. Snoiejs waiting edge of the box for the cross to come in, and here it comes. Well, it was somewhere in the end between a shot and a cross. It comes all the way through and might even be kept in play here. And it is kept in play by Hansen, unbelievably. And she drives with purpose and squares the pass unselfishly. Snoiejs. Well, no signs that we are getting the goals from her that we saw in the FA Cup. Really seemed to have an eye for it there, but a difference in class perhaps here. Step up from Bristol Rovers up to Everton. Good challenge by Wheeler. And she duly loses it.
Come on, go, Kelly, go, Kelly. Luna, you, hard. Come, Emma. She's going. Don't get dribble.
Paula Thomas. Nicely intercepted. Watson gets there, looks very comfortable with the ball at her feet. Will Rachel Daly's goal be enough? That's the question for Aston Villa.
9 feet, yes. Good, get in.
Lawley into a crossing position here for Everton.
Set up, play on top, set up. Turn around, turn around. Turn around. Break. Go. Yeah, go. Good.
Give it, go, shot.
Unlucky.
Get behind, Daly. Come forward.
Chill. Tight, don't be ready.
Drive.
Aston Villa corner. And Daly trying to touch on. Cleared away by Everton at the back, giving chases Lawley, but she won't get there.
Hey. Yeah. Just keep it there. Not to use the fitting.
Gabby Nunez feeding on. A minute and a half of regular time remains. I think we'll be looking at around about 6 minutes of additional time. Lawley fizzes one into the box. Aston Villa's defence, though, continues to stand up to every single test thrown at it. Chance for Everton. Oh my word, what a goal that is! Out of nothing. Sent into the far corner beyond the flying Sabrina D'Angelo.
Goal scorer for Everton, number 21, Beatrice Sarri.
Well, Sarri has an eye for the spectacular. We've seen it time and time again from her, and she may just have rescued a point here for Everton. A goal when they really needed it. Well, that will certainly make things pretty interesting for the remainder of this game. A response to the opener from Daly, and now Everton charging, looking for more. Managed to get the win against Manchester City. Have managed to find that winning feeling that was escaping them in the early stages of the season. And now they're pushing for it, having for long parts of this game been second best, but in the latter stages of the match, in this second half, they have found their feet, they have found their groove. Minimum of 6 minutes added to the end of the game. Well, there's the corner, and there is a vital touch in there from D'Angelo. And a slip at just the wrong time by Payne. Well, Chastity's Grant was breaking clear. She was pulled back. There was a whistle. Aston Villa free kick. And the referee randomly putting the yellow card up in the air. And it looks as though she waved it at Ribadera. Not entirely sure what that was for, though. Daly squares it. Grant into a crossing position. That's a corner for Aston Villa. It's floated in and glanced away. And now the break might be on here. Look at the blue shirts rushing forward. Nice save by Gargo. Has support in the shape of Lawley, who drifted into an offside position. Gargo going for goal. Well, on her debut, she saw the opportunity to go for glory. Did look as though maybe there were better options, and the pass could have got Everton into a better position. Big clearance away by D'Angelo. Well, on the balance of the game, Aston Villa edged it in the first half. Everton have punched back in the second, and maybe this is fair. Football is rarely fair, though. 3 minutes of the game to go. Is there a sting in the tail for one of these two teams? Based on what we have seen over the last half an hour or so, plenty of positive signs for Everton and their fans going into the second half of the season, and Aston Villa will be pretty happy with the way they performed in the opening 60 minutes. They have some defending to do though here, and it might just sit for Ribadera. It won't. Couldn't bring that one under control, and it's cleared away. Well, I think Aston Villa are preparing a substitution here, and more than anything, that might just be to waste a few moments. They are on the back foot. And it's a direct ball straight through the middle for Gargo, who chases. And D'Angelo saw that one very quickly and reacted very quickly as well, sliding in to get there. Well, Rachel Daly is hobbling to the side of the pitch.
Substitution for Aston Villa coming off number 9, Rachel Daly.
And off she comes.
Number 15, Lucy Parker.
I'm not really sure how Aston Villa have been able to make the change there, because the ball wasn't out of play. Well, it's not a huge moment of contention, but I think they should have waited. Everton will give chase. They won't get there though. Turner is able to get the ball away out to the penalty area. Well, Everton surely have to try and get the ball into the box as quickly as they can here. And that does look like a free kick, and it will be a whistle. And Ribadera does win the free kick here for Aston Villa. Sorry, for Everton. Confirmation that Moritz did get a yellow for the challenge on Ribadera. Is this the moment for Everton? Can they find the winner? No, it's the answer to that question, and now they might be in trouble. Grant bursting clear, and she felt she was pulled back, and there is a whistle from the referee, and there will be another card. Well, Lawley gets the yellow, and this will be the final moment of this game. Aston Villa up towards the penalty area, has been allowed to come all the way through. Turner can't send into the area, and that might just be that. And it will be. While Everton fight back, having been behind. Rachel Daly with the goal in the first half, and it looked as though that would be enough for Aston Villa, but a late strike from Sarri has secured Everton a point that could prove to be very valuable by the time we get to the end of the season. Everton 1, Aston Villa 1. Here's how it finishes.